Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the 11th of March, and you're logged on to THG News Today with Mervyn Hanley. I trust you had yourselves a blessed weekend. It was certainly a relaxing one for me, and so I trust you had the same. But now let's get to the news of what's happening. The news, of course, is brought to you with the kind sponsorship of Carl & Sons on St. Martin. They're located in 2 locations on the island, on the Punfill and in Cold Bay, Orange Grove. Carl & Sons, of course, the best sandwiches ever. The best sandwiches you'll get, it's at Carl & Sons. I have some information for you about St. Kitts and Nevis's position on the free movement of CARICOM nationals and a few other stories. But before I do so, I must inform all businesses, small and large businesses, no matter if you're in the AC company, hairdressing, barber, supermarkets, banks, heavy equipment, trucking, whatever your business, insurance, you name it. We have a feature now on THG News Today that we call Spotlight. So in the event you do not want to use a video commercial per se, you don't want to go through all that production, we can just feature your business. I can just talk about your business on THG News Today, or your products or your services, for a number of days, for as little as $150. Just as little as $150, I can spend a few days talking about your business. Believe me, I believe this will be ideal for many businesses across the Caribbean islands or in the diaspora. So, contact us via WhatsApp at 1-869-667-7443. That's via WhatsApp at 1-869-667-7443. So send us a WhatsApp today and we will handle the rest for you. And speaking of Spotlight, if you take a look at the screen, today let's get to our first Spotlight to begin the week. There you go. For those of you in Anguilla, St. Kitts, Antigua, St. Martin, St. Eustatius, get your plant-based milk, right? And this is in soy, in almond, in coconut, and in oats. This product you can get at all Best Buy stores. That's in St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, and Cospro on St. Martin and Antigua, and Duggins Enterprises in St. Eustatius. So be sure, look at the product, whether you are going after you're done working, during your lunch break, or whenever this week. But make it your business to try this milk, this brand, and they have it again in coconut, in oats, in almond, in soy, the plant-based milk, and you can get that at Best Buy supermarkets or at Cospro in St. Martin and Antigua. Okay? So that's our spotlight for today. Now, let's get to the news. For those of you in the diaspora, of course, I did mention to you that last week that we'll bring you some information, some news that we think may be of interest to you. Those of you from the Caribbean live in the diaspora, especially places like Miami and New York. And so here we go. This is about a strap hanger hit by subway. She lost both her feet after her boyfriend pushed her onto the tracks during an argument. I don't know what's happening lately in New York City when it comes to the MTA and the subway, these crazy stories. But a woman lost both her feet after her boyfriend allegedly pushed her onto the subway tracks, where she was struck by a train in Manhattan, police sources said over the weekend. The victim, 29, was not immediately identified. The southbound 3 train was pulling into the Fulton Street station at Chambers Street Saturday at 10:25 in the morning when it hit her. And of course, as I said, she lost both her feet. They were arguing and he pushed her, a police source said. It wasn't clear what the two were arguing about. One witness said he served in the Iraq War and used his training, which included emergency medical response, to try and help. So I went down just to see if there was any way I could contribute, said the man, who gave his name as William. And when I went down, I saw her between 2 cars. He tried talking to the woman to keep her calm. She said something to the effect that she didn't deserve this, the 48-year-old said. He stayed with her for about 5 minutes until police got there. The boyfriend fled from the station after pushing her and was being sought by the cops. Less than an hour later, a man jumped onto the tracks in Midtown Manhattan this time and was fatally struck by a train, cops said. The fatality that happened earlier with the boyfriend pushed the woman over the tracks, they are unrelated. So two different incidents. And again, I don't know what's happening there in New York. Lately, people have just been jumping onto the train tracks. I don't know if there's some kind of voice in their heads and they just jump. And who's not jumping, folks are just pushing them over into the tracks. So just be careful out there when you're taking the subway. It's the main means of transportation around New York City. So please, I ask those of you in the diaspora to please stay alert when you're at these train stations, yeah? We move now to news from St. Kitts and Nevis. And this is in regards to the free movement of CARICOM nationals. So last week, we spent considerable time talking about the unrestricted movement of CARICOM nationals. And that has been the hot topic throughout the Caribbean, radio stations, bars, you name it. I cannot imagine after leaders in their respective countries, especially those in the smaller countries, smaller islands, after receiving that kind of pushback from citizens, I cannot imagine they would push forward with this. I just cannot. On Tuesday last week, right here on THG News Today, I provided commentary on this matter. On Thursday, the question at a roundtable media discussion was posed to St. Kitts and Nevis' Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew. He should have expected the question, yeah? But some folks did not understand his response, or perhaps you did not want to understand. Well, I have some news for you. Over the weekend, in a conversation with the Honorable Prime Minister, he indicated to me, and listen to me carefully, that St. Kitts and Nevis has not signed on to the CARICOM free movement. Let me repeat that. St. Kitts and Nevis has not signed on to the CARICOM free movement, according to Prime Minister Drew. I probed further because I wanted to make sure I understood fully. So I asked the Honorable Prime Minister about the end of month deadline, if anything will be signed by then. The Honorable Prime Minister responded that he is not aware that leaders should sign by end of the month. Now, the reason why I asked the Prime Minister about the end of the month deadline, because it was Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados, who at a press conference about 2 weeks ago almost, told the representatives of the media that the community is on track to fulfill the mandate heads of government gave at their historic 50th anniversary meeting in Trinidad and Tobago in July last year for free and full movement of CARICOM nationals from the 31st March 2024. So hence me asking the Prime Minister, just to be sure about that end of the month question that I asked. Now, I am sure there'll be a press statement or an address to the nation by the Prime Minister. I'm just guessing. He did not tell me this regarding this matter. But at least we can go to bed tonight and sleep in peace, knowing that at least for now, St. Kitts and Nevis has not signed on to the CARICOM free movement. I see just like thousands of you shared my last week's commentary on free movement. So I ask you to please be sure to share this link as well. So the world, the Caribbean may know, especially those nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis, that St. Kitts and Nevis has not signed on to the free movement of CARICOM nationals. I commend the Prime Minister and I thank him for reaching out and clarifying the country's position. You have, Mr. Prime Minister, you have a people first agenda. And in this regard, for now, you have done so. So kudos I've been saying for now, because I know sometimes politicians can have a change of heart and shock the people. So I hope this is not the case with this position by St. Kitts and Nevis. But Honorable Prime Minister Drew, I invite you on this network. Come and let's have a discussion about the future of the great federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Just what the country needs at this time. Okay? So there you have it, folks. Now, we have information about Haiti. Now, police and palace guards worked Saturday to retake some streets in Haiti's capital after gangs launched massive attacks on at least 3 police stations. Guards from the National Palace, accompanied by an armored truck, tried to set up a security perimeter around one of the 3 downtown stations after police fought off an attack by gangs over the weekend. Sporadic gunfire continued throughout the weekend, and one woman, she was shot in one of her legs by a stray bullet. I mean, it's a very bad situation there in Haiti. So Caribbean leaders issued a call on Friday, late Friday, for an emergency meeting today. They're meeting in Jamaica on what they called Haiti's dire situation. They have invited the United States, France, Canada, the UN, and Brazil to the meeting. Members of the CARICOM regional trade bloc have been trying for months to get political actors in Haiti to agree to form an umbrella transitional unity government. So far, efforts to broker a solution have been unsuccessful. CARICOM, the 15-nation Caribbean bloc, said in a statement late Friday that the situation on the ground remains dire. The CARICOM statement said that while regional leaders remain deeply engaged in trying to bring opposition parties and the civil society groups together to form a unity government, the stakeholders are not yet where they need to be. So there you have it from Haiti, and today CARICOM leaders, and when they say CARICOM leaders, I'm not sure if it's just prime ministers or representatives of the Caribbean, the CARICOM bodies, CARICOM body will meet in Jamaica today in an urgent emergency meeting, that is. And finally, in our news this morning, those of you who know Rupert Murdoch, he is 93. He'll be 93 in a couple of days. And Rupert Murdoch is a media guru. He's owned founder of Fox News, the Wall Street Journal. He owns all the mega news corporations in the United Kingdom. So he turns 93 next week, and guess what? And he has been married 4 times actually, and he's engaged again. He's engaged to be married. This 93-year-old Rupert is engaged to be married. I understand that the wedding is in spring, but guess what? Rupert Murdoch, a couple months ago, he was engaged, you know. He announced his engagement, but that was to another woman. He broke that off 2 weeks after he announced his engagement. He broke that off. And now Rupert, the mighty Rupert Murdoch, he'll get married in a few weeks after announcing his engagement again to another woman last Saturday. So I guess this is until death do us part at age 93. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our news for this morning. Remember please to try the plant-based milk that is now at Best Buy stores across St. Kitts, Nevis, Angola, Cospro, St. Martin, and Antigua, and the Duggins Enterprises in St. Eustatius. The news, of course, is sponsored by Carl & Sons on St. Martin and the Feezers on Nevis. Do join me again tomorrow morning, God's willing, for a similar presentation. God bless you. I am Mervyn Henley. Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years, and the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Colbay and on the Pondville. In Colbay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Pondville, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Colbay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you.